Hey, Doug. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Rachel. Thank you for taking my call today. How are you?
We're doing well. Thanks so much. How can we help?
So I think I kind of have a bit of an issue on baby step 2. I feel like I'm just on a debt treadmill where the process is just never ending. And it seems like no matter what I do to get out of it, I always kind of just slump right back into it. And I think it might be something psychological that I just can't quite figure out. And I was curious to see if you'd be able to help me with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so give me a little bit of background. Like how much debt you have left? What's been your journey? What's caused you to go back in?
I mean, it's always just a really small amount of credit card debt. I don't have any student loans. I don't have any car payments or anything like that. And every once in a while, I'll find myself getting into a hole of about $3,000 to $4,000 in credit cards. And I sit there and tell myself, you got to be kidding me. I can't keep doing this. You know, if I want to make it through this and make it through the baby steps, I think this is kind of just where I'm having my issue.
What's causing you to swipe the credit cards? Is it emergencies that happen? Is it impulse purchases? What's the thing that's driving that $3,000 to $4,000 in credit card debt constantly?
I think it might be impulses and things that I tell myself could be emergencies that aren't emergencies. If I go out and I'm doing something and, you know, buying something that I shouldn't, or saying, hey, there's these new shoes, they're really cool, I need those. So I just think it's a lot of impulses and a lot of things like that that's causing that.
So I want you to, would you be willing to try something new?
Of course.
Okay. Two things I want you to try new. One, I want you to look at this not as you're a loser and a failure and an idiot, but I want you to look at this as an environmental issue, okay? Is that cool?
Yeah.
Because
cool.
You're in a system now that you've created for yourself. You've just created a loop for yourself where you do this thing and then you feel like crap about it, and then you white knuckle your way through it for a minute, and then you feel a little bit better, and then you go do it again, and the whole loop starts over again, right? You're just like on one of these like kids like train tracks. So let's stop beating up on Doug, number one. Number two, change your environment. Get rid of all of your cards. Cancel Amazon Prime. Make it almost freaking impossible for you to do this. So for me, I am a raging sugar addict. Comically so. Like, my friends make fun of me. It's ridiculous. My kids make fun of me.
It's like gummy. It's gross stuff.
It's not even good. Yeah,
it's not even like a Snickers. It's like,
or like an
Sour Patch
apple
Kid.
pie. Yeah, it's just gross. It's like a main line. Yes. I may have snorted sugar before.
Oh my gosh.
So listen. I have to have a home that doesn't have any of that in it. And my wife, like when I'm out of town, my wife and kids, they go get ice cream, and it's like it's an enjoyable time for them. I had to create an environment where I don't even have access to it, which then gave me time to let that addiction simmer and stop, and then I can re-enter the world. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
And what I would tell you is, until you're ready to change the environment, you're not ready to stop spending and to truly get out of debt.
And those are the two, like those first two things, Doug, like what John is saying is spot on. And then even when you're out of it and you're kind of in a better habit of, okay, I'm not going into debt for this stuff because I don't even have the ability to. I have no credit cards. I'm not beating myself up. But then go into the practice, because even when you become healthier with money, I think still asking the question, why am I wanting to spend this money?
That's right.
What is it? Is it because it's going to make me feel good in the moment because I'm sad, or I'm depressed, or I'm discouraged, or I'm bored? Or is it because I feel bad about myself and this thing's going to make me feel better because I'll get compliments from it? Like find that root too, because again, buying stuff is not the issue. It's why you're doing it is kind of that underneath, Doug, is what John's kind of getting at as well. So,
and I have found, working with people who struggle with addiction, let me just talk about myself. I can't make that change in that environment.
Yes.
I can't be surrounded by bags of marshmallows and gummy candies as I'm shoveling them in, going, I wonder why I'm doing that.
Yep.
I need to have a clear slate. So then when I feel the impulse, I can then stop and say, what am I hiding from here? What is my body trying to protect me from? Right.
Yep.
And that's the same with alcohol and pornography, all the things, right? Spending here. I love that. Clear the deck and then begin to feel your body and begin to ask, why am I leaning into this? Why am I trying to cover something up? What is it I'm trying to cover up?
Yeah, and just in the spending in general
Right.
in life in our country today is so normal. Consumerism is like at an all-time high. And so what are the things, even if you're someone listening and you're not Doug and you're like, oh, I'm not going deep in credit card debt, there are still things that I even put in place as a natural spender. I know myself. And even on baby step 7, even though we may even have it in the budget, I still feel convicted at times of like, why am I really doing, like, why am I spending this? And so I unsubscribe from emails all the time. I'll go back through because sugar's your thing, clothes are mine. I love shopping. It's just my thing. But I'll go through and I'm like, okay, I'm going to unsubscribe from all these emails because every time there's a sale, anytime there's anything, it pops up in my Gmail account. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there it is. I never would have known that existed on Instagram. I unfollow people, not because they're terrible and evil, but for me, I'm like, everything that she posts, I want. And I'm like, you know what? Just
And it's just
stop.
a click away. It's just a click away.
And then I never save passwords. I never try to save my debit card information website.
Me too. I have to relog in.
Yes.
Start from scratch every time.
Because then you're like, I got to go find the car. And it gives this friction in our purchasing as well, which I think is huge. Again, whether you're like Doug and you're like, oh my gosh, I just seem to keep going into it. But even if you're not, I think it's just a good practice to slow down and ask the questions, okay, why am I needing this? Why do I feel like I want to buy it?
And you touched on something important. The companies don't make things convenient because they're your friend. They make it convenient because you're more likely just to stumble in and hit buy now. So, again, I'm the same as you. I have to set the 4th of July thing came through in this, like the 24-hour flash sale, and I was with a buddy in the middle of nowhere, and he's like, oh, I got to get online. It was so annoying having to re-log in and learn a new thing and punch it. But I have to set those breaks for myself. Otherwise, I'm just buying this bag and buying this thing, and I need this new whatever. And it just gets out of control for me.
Yeah, are you a more natural saver or spender?
Oh my gosh,
spender.
Oh,
why did I even
dude.
Why did I ask that? That was a moment where I knew
direct
the answer.
deposit actually helped me because I would go to the bank and cash my check, and it would never make it home. So actually, by my company sending my check directly to the bank,
it's in there.
They take me out of the equation.
Yeah.
It actually helps me out. Yeah.